Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's talk. It is on turning your passion into a business. My name is Philip Stinnes. I'm the manager of the CSUF Startup Incubator. It is an incubator where we help people with ideas start their business. We pair them up with mentors for the next 6 months as you're brainstorming on your idea. We help a lot of people in the very early phases of their business, such as just really understanding who their customer is, what the product or service is, and how to go ahead and distribute that to their market. So again, really insightful for a lot of people who are just starting out. We help a lot of people in the very early phase. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll put my information in the chat window. And with that, I will go ahead and hand it over to our presenter today, Haley Londen. Haley, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and take it from here?
Great. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate you having me on today. Hello, CSUF community. Happy to be here. Happy Wednesday to you all. Hope you're all surviving this pandemic that we are facing as business owners. So I just want to start by just giving you a brief overview of my business and the framework for how we got started. And I hope everyone can hear me. So I got started back about 10 years ago. I've been very passionate about film and video production for a long time. I attended Chapman University and studied television broadcast journalism with an emphasis in documentary production and an advertising minor. And since then, I started our production company with my husband. So we are a family business, and we have grown to become a pretty wonderful company, both with our values in mind, as well as the work that we provide our clients. So we are a digital media studio for the social media age. Our company is called Londen Productions, and we provide full service video production services to clients where we create promotional video content. We do marketing videos for higher education. We also produce fundraising videos for nonprofits. And we do social media videos for small businesses that are looking to grow their online presence. So today's topic is turning your passion into your business. And I hope you guys can see the slides okay. I'm just going to read something that I've learned over time of running a business for now into the decade. You know, passion is definitely what drives you to succeed because you are completely dedicated to making your business work, no matter how hard the process may be. So a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs do not really have the passion for their businesses. And in order to be an entrepreneur, you have to have that. And some just like the idea of success. So I'm going to go into how I have 8 useful tips to figuring out what makes your business successful, as well as how to really just like illustrate what it is that you want and what your goals are of having a sustainable business. And I would like to start by, if you guys can unmute yourselves and just give me a brief introduction of how you learned about the talk, and if you are starting a business, what sort of business you're in.
Feel free to unmute yourself.
So this is JJ. I run a angel fund that invests in startups, and it's an SEC regulated entity, and I'm not allowed to advertise. It's called Titan Angels.
Thank you, JJ. Appreciate that. Well, it's good that you're on this call because I'm sure several of the business owners and entrepreneurs on this call could benefit from connecting with you.
Hi, my name is Heather. I learned about this talk from Philip, and I'm an illustrator. I'm working on my art business for children's books and greeting cards and things like that. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Perfect.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank you, Heather. Okay, well then we will continue on. And for all of those that are on, thank you for being here again. All right. Okay. So here are my 8 key tips to starting your business and turning that passion that you have into your business. So the first one is to dream big, to start small, and try to make those bigger mistakes a little smaller. And the reason I say that is because as a small business, I started with $400 in my bank account. I was a student and I didn't really know exactly what sort of business that I wanted to achieve. And I also did not have capital to invest. So with starting a production company, luckily the only large investment that I had to make was investing in equipment and then finding clients. So the reason I say that is because trying to turn your passion into a profit is inherently a little bit risky. So the good news is that you can definitely like minimize those risks by starting small and planning a little bit carefully. And you just want to test the waters first, making sure that what you do is a scalable and profitable business. You'll start to see that success within 3 to 6 months. But you want to start to invest in rolling out your products and your services out in a more significant way. So then you can start to see the return on your initial investment. And if you are partnering with investors, they'll also see the value that you're really thinking about this as a business rather than something that you'd just be doing on the side. The next one is treating your passion, treating your business, basically your baby, as a business. So the first thing I would say is definitely keep your day job. If you have a day job, keep it until you reach a certain point. So the best way to eventually start to turn your passion into a profit is to start that business while you have the safety and security of that day job. So before I turned everything over to the business, I had experience, I had internships, I had paid internships. I started the production company pretty small with like 1 or 2 clients, and then I just kind of kept it growing from there. And ideally, you don't really want to leave your full-time position at a firm without seeing that it's sustainable, growing that cash flow so that it is equal at least to 75% of your current salary. Most entrepreneurs already have like a very healthy appetite to risk, which is a good thing, but I just would strongly urge you to not jump into anything without having a decent success rate. So you'll also want to have at least 6 months of a year's worth of savings in the event that your business doesn't grow as quickly as you thought it would. And those are just some statistics that I've found over time with our business. All right, so launching a platform, launching that business, it's a very exciting time for a lot of business owners. And when you have that day job, when you're in transition, you may have a hard time crafting out hours in your day to start that business plan, to talk with prospective partners and clients. So I try to plan things out in smaller steps and try to create a really good schedule that works for you. So if you can commit to working at your home office every morning at 7:30, that could be a really good goal for you to have. And as you develop a habit and focus on the process instead of the outcome of what your vision is for your business, you'll more likely be able to achieve your goal in a shorter amount of time. So the next tip, the fourth tip is to focus on your strengths about if you are a solopreneur, and then try, if you can, depending on how much you have in savings or how much you have in your startup, try to outsource the rest. I know for myself as a business owner, I sometimes still to this day feel a little bit tied down with having to do it all. And just know, like, you're only one person, you can't do it all. And as you guys probably have seen, like Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey, these, huge celebrities that do master classes and have really highly successful businesses, those successful entrepreneurs who are able to turn their passions into a profit, focus on their strengths and find others to help them fill in the gaps. So it's definitely a very effective business strategy to have people that have those strengths, and then you're going to be a lot more successful. And then my next one is to get support from your network of influence. You may, at this moment in time within this incubator program, or say out in the workforce, you have your family, you have your friends, you have your professors, you have some mentors. Reach out to them, ask them the questions. Those people are going to be so valuable to you. And most of them want to support you. And they're also free, like volunteers in your network, which you may not necessarily get the opportunity to have that as free advice and free labor later on. You may have to start to invest in other people to support you. Your colleagues and maybe students that you may be going to college and like a university with, those people, reach out to them because they're there to help you. They're there to create that like network of influence that can really help you grow. And then make sure, if you can, as a small business owner, plan for like the future. Once you launch your business, take a step back and think about, what does your company look like in 2 years from now, in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, perhaps, if you want to keep the business going for 20 years. To consider what you're going to do differently than you would 2 years from now. What are you not doing today that you would change? And just keep on adapting and thinking about those different opportunities. I wish I was told this sooner, but the sustainability of like your client base is so big. So I would not recommend just relying on like 5 clients to sustain your business. You're going to want a lot more, especially if you're offering different products and services in that space or industry. And as you guys have seen with the day and age of like technology and social media and new companies forming, it really is so important to be innovative and be like knowledgeable about your industry, because you never know what can happen. So just keep that in mind. And how is everyone doing? Any questions before I move on to this next portion of the presentation? Okay. I think everyone's still good. Okay. All right. So my next, like probably one of my favorite quotes that Oprah Winfrey said was, passion is energy. So you definitely want to feel that power that comes from focusing on what excites you. So for me, getting up in the morning every day, loving the like art of filmmaking and the art of telling people's stories through a visual medium is what gets me up in the morning. It gets me up to be able to like share what it is that I do with other people. If it's networking, if it's creating a social media ad, I love doing that. So when you think about your passion and you think about what it is that gets you up in the morning, that could really lead to you starting your business. What I think is fantastic about running your own company is that you get to make money from your passion. So that's a win-win. You definitely get to do something you care about and enjoy every day. More often than not, you can definitely work from home or say a shared office space. You'll likely also get a lot more flexibility. So say if you want to go to the gym at 7:30 in the morning, you can, and then you can start the rest of your day at 9, whereas most jobs, you would have to start at 8 or 9 in the morning and have to probably get up at 5. So just depends on your personal preference, but I love being able to work from my office, work from home, speak with others, and there's a lot of benefits. And as many people know, you get to live to work versus you don't have to work to live. So for me, those are just some really important like life changes, some really important values that I like to stand by and something that I hold on to. And I really like the flexibility of running my own business. Right. All right. Misconceptions. So many of you probably have a lot of misconceptions. You know, family members, friends may say, oh, well, if you start your business, you know, is it going to be easy? I will have to tell you that like it's not easy to start your business, but if you have that support system around you, it definitely will. Many people say, well, does it have flexible hours? Yes, running your own business does have flexible hours, but you're the one that has to put in the work in order to make your business successful, especially if you're starting your business from the ground up. There may be that misconception you can have other people do the work for you. So yes, you can have other people do the work for you. However, you're the one that is going to be putting your investment and those dollars that you may be getting from crowdfunding, crowdsourcing, an angel investor, a small business loan. So that money is yours. You know, it's your business. So you have the ability to do what you want with it, and you want to make those smart decisions. So as a small business owner, I run the business with my husband, and a lot of the times at the very beginning of our business, many people said, "Oh, you can't run your business with your significant other." I am probably one of the maybe not few success stories, but I'm a success story. So I would have to say I'm proud of that, and I think you can also run your business with your significant other. Running a family business. I also run a family business. So many people think that there can be drama in the workplace, you know, personalities can clash. I've met several successful family businesses in multiple industries that have done extremely well. A lot of people ask me, do you take vacations? Yes, I do take vacations. I may not always take 3-week long vacations in the US, but I do often try to take 3 to 4 days off 4 or 5 times a year to just decompress, relax, and just focus on things that I love to do. And then often people ask, do you pay yourself? Like, do you pay yourself a salary? And yes, I do pay myself a salary. I have a salary as well as additional benefits for medical and other things for our part-time employees and contractors that we work with. So you can pay yourself. Like you shouldn't be running at a loss right off the bat. So that is definitely something really important. So many people ask me, what are some of the cost considerations that I should be thinking about when starting your own business? I look at it from the creative standpoint, the structure of the business, and then the marketing and advertising. So you definitely want to think about the creative. More often than not, a lot of people don't necessarily think about the creative, and I think that will hurt your brand over the long term. So you want to look at a logo, you want to look at your brand guidelines, you want to maybe look at partnering with a graphic designer. You want to look at having your website and social media presence going. You want to have a list of your products and services on your business's webpage, as well as on social media. There is also this really great phrase in business called R&D, which is research and development. So as you're like rolling out different products and services, there may be some products and services that work better for others in the first like 6 months to a year. So definitely have a way to showcase that and get those analytics in. And then the structure of the business. Do you have a business plan? Do you have a coach or a mentor that you're working with? I would highly, highly recommend getting a coach to work with when you're starting your business. What sort of accounting costs? Do you have a payroll company that you have set up to work with you and your employees? As you guys may or may have not known, many like small business, like the small business SBA, rolled out a lot of benefits if you have a payroll company set up within your accounting. And some of them even gave money during the COVID pandemic. So that could be a really good way of just protecting yourself. And it also helps with saving money for taxes and other things like that. Do you have a trademark? Is your business trademarked? Is it copyrighted? Is it protected? Do you have a legal entity? Is your business licensed? Do you have insurance? Those are really important things to make sure that you and your, say your house or your kids or your personal assets are protected. And taxes. I know Uncle Sam would have to say that taxes are important. We all have to pay taxes, but running your own business, you can actually save quite a bit of money by starting a business. You may not have to pay as much in taxes if you are employed by a different company. So in the long term, that could really save you a lot of money. Marketing and advertising. You must have your Google listing set up, a Yelp listing set up. You may want to think about what you're going to be spending on advertising, what's your ad spend. And I wish I was told this earlier, but I should have definitely have set up a CRM at the beginning of starting my business. A CRM, which is a customer relationship management system, is a really amazing way to see all of those contacts in one place so that you could track along to see who's clicking on an email, who's saying yes to a new contract, which people in your network can help your business grow. Are you doing different events? Are you helping a community-based organization? Do you advocate for human rights? Do you advocate for LGBTQ rights? What is it that you do within the values and like your core values of your business that set you apart? That can all be like highlighted, and it can be huge to really growing your business. And then your sales team. I wish I would have had a bigger and larger sales team starting my business, because it was just 2 people at the beginning. So growing a sales team and hiring the right people will really make a huge difference in the long run. And then networking. I mean, I would say continuously network with new people, join different organizations, join different membership groups. You never know who you can meet. And talks like these, especially presented by like an educational institution like CSUF, can really benefit you. So that about wraps it up. So I just wanted to say, you know, thank you so much for attending, turning your passion into your business. And if you have any questions, I would love to connect with you all.